Hello everybody. It feels like we're well into autumn, on our way to winter, and I haven't yet shared any plans with you. So today we're going to talk autumn/winter plans. I like to combine the two. And it is the third challenge of the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge. If you're not aware what I'm talking about, I'll put the playlist up here. Lots of inspiration, lots of ideas. There's 7 other vloggers alongside me talking autumnal, wintry vibes. So for this challenge, we have set ourselves, a bit like in the Great British Sewing Bee, the final episode, which is the final challenge, the Made to Measure challenge. And all we've said is autumnal vibes, like autumn walk, that sort of thing. So I thought it would be good to talk about overall how I plan my autumn winter makes, and then we'll get on to talking about the fabric is mounting up down here. It is chunky fabric time. So let's start with the fact that each season that I sew for, so I do sew for autumn and winter together, I like to set myself a palette. Now this is not, I've not had my colours done, this is not about my colours, this is about the palette that I want to use for my sewing, so that there's a cohesion, which means that things work together. I don't end up with wardrobe orphans, i.e. things that have nothing else to go with, and it means that with outerwear and tops they go with the trousers. So this time I've done something different. Now I am not suggesting that you have to go and do this, but if you're struggling to think what colours you want, this might work for you. So one Saturday morning I set off bright and early and visited a B&Q. Now if you don't know what B&Q is a Home Depot DIY store where you can buy paint and things like that. They now mostly just colour mix the paints that you want. They've changed the way you get the paint chip collection, but I quite like it. So I went and had a really good browse, and I was there a long time. And what I decided to do was pick up the colours that are sort of the vibes that I want for my season of sewing. I would love to paint some rooms these colours as well, by the way. And then it means that when I narrow it down, I can actually use this to help me with my shopping for the season if I buy any other fabrics, and they're small, so I could easily take them in my handbag with me. So very much like previous years, the overall word is jewel tone, and that is a colour that really works for me when I want to feel this like warm, cosy. So this jumper, I wore it today because it kind of epitomises that jewel tone. So it's like the purples, the deep pinks, the ochres, that kind of thing. So let me show you. So I started off in the green section. Now what I didn't want was like a really bright apple green, because to me that is more my spring colour. So I started with this one, but then it progressed on, and it really does benefit you to really look at what tone you want. And actually that one just come out there and go elsewhere for a minute. But you can see how they really vary. And actually this one in the middle is more the kind of green that I like, and this more tealy one here. And I already have trousers, like I said last year, in a cotton drill in this colour. So we'll hang on to these a minute. And then I had a look at the purpley pinks, because as I said to you, that sort of quite like sort of deep pink colour. So then I looked at this selection, and you can see some are more dusky, some are more pink, some are more bluey purple. And I was looking at them with these because it helps you to see them when they're together. Let's turn them up this way so it's easier to see them. So it helps when you can see them together. So this here is a definite, you can see how it goes here and here. And then I definitely wanted a more, like, I love purple as well. And I was really quite into this one here. And can you just see how, like, put a purple top with those trousers, purple top with that. Look at that. I've got a coat that colour and a coat that colour. And then you could wear like these two together, and you could have that as a pop, or that as a pop, like that as a pop. But you could wear an outfit with just these. So it really helps to play with that. And that's almost like the accent one. This is like the base. So then I went to the sort of as I said, the ochres, the sepia colours, and I've selected these 3. Now I already have a pair of trousers I sewed last year in these, and I love this. I've got a jumper in this colour, and actually I made a jumper with these 2 colours 2 years ago. It was a mile end sweatshirt and those 2 together. So this is almost like a golden yellow. So you can see again, it just works because this is the opposite on the colour wheel. That's why these 2 work. But you can see how it works with the greens. That's a bit too spring, those 2 together for me, but that one works. But I do like this sort of, I like both of these. It was hard to choose. Probably that one. I love those 2 together. Look at that together, that together. So that one there. So you've got like these 2 fresh ones that like the pops of colour, and then like my base here. So I know that that green is a bit like, let's hide him away for a minute. Yeah. And then the last one was to look for a blue, because I do like to have a blue. And again, went for that one, this selection. And looking at these, I really like the more sort of midnighty, yeah, I love that with that. That's so that sort of blue. But I might change my mind a bit, but that's my general vibe. Previous years I've done little colours of squares on screen. I really enjoyed looking at the range of colours, looking at how they worked, picking and choosing, putting things back. Obviously I've got a few here that doesn't mean I wouldn't or couldn't, but this is just really summing up my autumnal colour vibe. So when I pick up this Delight, actually this green, it is a bit more olivey than this one. So I think I prefer this actually. I didn't really see an olivey green, but that I think I prefer maybe. So this is my first thing that I want to think about making with my autumnal vibe. And you can see, let's get rid of that a minute. You can see how this works. So if I was out fabric shopping, I could whip these out and have a look which trousers it would work with. And then you can see this is definitely this one here. Look at that, look. It doesn't have to be exact, by the way. This is just like my vibe, my vision. The pink. Yes, I said it was chunky fabric time. So here we go. So this is like this one. And then it's another boucle. Brace yourself. So the other ones are not new in the sewing room. This one is new in the sewing room. So this is this, look. I mean, no, it's definitely this, look. So, as I said, it was chunky fabric time. And you can see here how, whoa, I've lost one. You can see how everything is vibing together with these. So now we've got all these chunky fabrics in the sewing room, taking up a lot of room, fitting with my vibe. It's time to plan what to do with them. These are taking up too much space. It is time. They are autumn winter makes. I'm going to need your help because I have some ideas, but I need to I just want to get these done and I want to get on with it. I can see the olivey green I want now. There's on the card here. Right, so let's start with this one. So this is a fleece. So let's start with, sorry, I nearly lost you. This one is a fleece. I bought it in the sale, January, Black Friday time. I feel like I've got 2 meters of this, you know. Yes, I have. So I've got 2 meters of this. And I think at the time I thought I would do it with like a half zip jumper. But now I wonder about making it a full zip. I would think I want something with a closure or something over my head. So, oh, it's a bit like that must be the back. It's a bit smoother than the front. So, do I make it just as it is, or with piping, or with a zip? I want something that is snuggly. I've realised I like things up around my neck, so it's either needs to be, because it's so soft, I can do a higher neck or a zip up to a neck. I obviously have got the pogo nip. I'm not doing well pockets though. If I do the pogo nip, I am not. I do have a Tilly Jupe Danny. Let me just quickly check that. So it's actually a jacket, but when you look at it, it's obviously appearing on the screen for you while I'm looking at it. I have this pattern and I have it printed out. It is like a hooded, zippy, chunky, or you can do buttons, snuggly. They've made it in a Sherpa. It's got like, you can do a placket on the front for the buttons or just a zip in it. This is fitting my vision, I think, because it means I can wear it. I quite like the idea of poppers. I do like poppers. Now, the thing I've worn more than anything else that I've ever made is this guy here. You're going to have to excuse the state. Look at the sleeve, because I wear it whenever I'm sewing and I'm chilly. This was made from the fabric store free pattern, the Paolo workwear jacket, and I hacked it so it was shorter, and I added a waist, like ribbing, and I did ribbed cuffing to bring it in here, and I just put poppers on. It has like a facing, and I just put poppers on, and it's got a little collar. I wear this so much when I am sewing because I don't have to worry about messing it up because it is thread central, but it's snuggly, it's warm. So I really think that vibe of having something I can do up and undo. If you know another pattern that you think would work well, let me know. But I have got the Danny jacket, and I do like the idea of the one where it's like a high collar where I could button it up and you pop a placket on. I definitely would do ribbing here. It doesn't have ribbing, but I really like something close around my neck, around my wrist, because when it's wider, the air can get up there. So I think I would hack it and do that. Yes, so that's my thoughts for this. Probably not a hood, more the like high neck version, and that would then fold down, I think, when you're wearing it. They're just showing all hood ones there. I don't want a hood one. Just looking at pictures. Yes, that is nice, that higher neck. So that is getting made up because it's taken up too much room. Next one is another one that's been in my stash a while. I bought this on my trip to Kent 18 months, 2 years ago from Little Shop of Fabrics. It's not little. And it's a gorgeous drapey boucle. It almost feels like sort of silky, and it's nice and felted on the back. But that looks to me like I've only got a metre. So what do I do with that? Because getting anything out of a metre, I don't know what I was thinking of when I did that, honestly. So I do have plenty of this pink. So I could do something with the pink and that together. I do feel like a boucle jumper would be quite nice. I could do the Tilly and the Buttons Bertha cardigan because I could do the back piece in the pink if needed, or if I got another boucle in the right colour, the close match colour, it wouldn't matter because it would be a feature. Have you ever made a boucle jumper? What do you think? It's going to be tight, whatever I make. It's a good width of fabric, but it's going to be tight. So I don't think I can do anything particularly dramatic with it. But I just think it's that gorgeous colour. It's going to be soft around my neck. So thoughts, yes. At the moment, my brain is just going LB pullover. But there has to be other things in my life than LB pullovers, honestly. I did think originally, I think I was thinking bomber jacket, but I don't think I've got enough. And I'm not sure I would wear it. Let's talk about the new one, Into the Room, which I've got 2 meters of. This is also felted on the back and has that nice silky feel. Now, I won a prize in the Sophisticated, like putting your makeup there, on Instagram, and I got the Mavens pattern, which is the Ludo Capelet, or Capelet. I really like the look of this. I felt like I'd seen a green one in a boucle. Yes, it is more of not like this kind of boucle, more the like fabric one. I don't know what my brain's saying. But I like the look of it because you could wear long sleeves poking out from it because it's sort of a cropped length. I will be putting images as I'm speaking on the screen. It's a contemporary update to the traditional cape, an architectural shape with a clean and unfussy silhouette. This pattern is perfect to make a statement jacket in a striking print, or make Ludo in a rich plain weave cotton to create a bold and sophisticated look. There's two versions. There's a round neck and a deep V neck. Oh, I think I like the look of the round neck. Suitable fabrics. Oh, you can do a lining. Medium weight woven fabrics: linen, bark cloth, Mikado velvet, brocade. That's what I'm talking about. Brocade, corduroy wool, boucle, pating, double crepe. Do I have to do a lining? That's the question, because I like the feel of these. Have a look at that. I'll have to look at the pattern construction. I could do a lining. Come on, tell me, should I stop flipping about and just do the lining? So yeah, I'm feeling this. I probably didn't need as much fabric as I got, honestly. Maybe would this go with that? These two are quite fun together, aren't they? Maybe I could put these two together if there's not enough of this. I do like these two together, yeah. So I'm feeling like it would be then lovely if you've got like a longer sleeve jumper poking out, or a dress, and the cropped nature of the sleeve gives it that variety to it. I'll have to have a proper read to decide. And it looks like you use those little hook and eye things to close it. Picking it up, always got to have a good search on Instagram, haven't we? See what's available. I'm just looking at. So I'm having a look. Somebody has done one. Oh, that is quite crop. Not sure I like that. That's one of the ones from the company. Does stick out quite a lot. Tangerine linen. These I prefer. They're slightly longer. It looks like there's, oh yes, okay, so you can have a band on the bottom. I like the V, but I don't think it's for me on its own. This is the one I'm looking at, this green one, not the V one. So yeah, I like it with the band on. That looks lovely, doesn't it? Like that. Whoops. Just looking what else there is. See, I've got that fabric. I just feel like having it up to the top. Oh, see, oh, that lining's nice. I've got that fabric like that. I think I've even got that fabric. I love a little look. Oh, you know which fabric would be amazing to make this? Would be that bark cloth I bought from the vintage shop. See, this is what inspired me, this. Yeah, okay. So, oh, let's stop recording that, shall we? There we go. So I'm feeling that with this. I just think it could be really quite interesting when you want a bit of a jacket, but you want a different feel. And I love making something that's different. So yeah, I picked this up in the Fabric Godmother sale. They had like 20% off all their winter coating fabric or something. I do always look longingly at the boiled wool. I can't wear it. Anything with any percentage of wool in, even if I've got a jumper like this on, I can feel it through it. My skin is very sensitive to wool. So then the last one we have is, of course, the bubblegum pink boucle. Now I'm really feeling making another Jurassic coat. So for challenge number 1 of the Busy Bee challenge, it was to sew one of the free Marilla Walker patterns, and I actually did her Jurassic coat, picture obviously in here, and that was in quite a drapey fabric. I really like the idea of doing this but making it a bit more cropped. I did it the shorter length that was available in the pattern, but there's nothing to stop me cropping it more. It has a pleat front and back, and I think that the boucle will cope. My machine might not agree, but I think the pleat will be fine in the boucle. But as I say, my machine might be like, what are you doing with that much thickness going through it? We might be hand stitching that bit. But I think just a nice big slouchy sort of pink throw over the top of like my like wide leg trousers, dresses, just a lovely throw on there. So that means that we've got some kind of snuggly thing with the green fleece. Jumper I think would work well now with that burgundy boucle, because I'm not doing jumpers with the other. Unusual capelet with the orange boucle and coat with this, which I think gives us full-on autumnal vibes. How many of these I'll get done by the end of November for the reveal, I don't know. The reveal is on the last Wednesday of November, and as I say, there are 7 other sewists talking about this, and make sure I'll listen below, go and check them out, and check out the whole playlist, because there is lots for you to enjoy, including 8 people talking about 3 patterns for the first challenge, and 8 people talking about upcycling, and it's a great way to bathe in some inspiration. Do let me know your thoughts. Do let me know if you've seen any other patterns that you should think I should use for any of them, particularly the boucle jumper one. I'm quite curious about that and a little bit nervous I'm not going to have enough fabric. So I will catch you again soon. Happy sewing, and thank you for joining me in the pretty chair to listen along to my ideas.